Good day, Transformers fans. This is Jason from DestinyHelix.com. Today I'm going to be doing my first Transformers action figure video review, and I'm going to be starting with Platinum Edition Silver Knight Leader Class Optimus Prime from the Transformers Age of Extinction toy line. And Optimus here was a Target exclusive, and if you're wondering why am I reviewing a figure that's nearly a year old, I typically do not collect the movie toy lines because I tend to avoid the movies themselves. I've seen the first three, and they were pretty much rapid-fire cinematic train wrecks. I have no intention. I had no intention of seeing Age of Extinction. I still haven't. But sometimes, just because the movies are bad, it doesn't mean that there are never any good figures that come out of the toy lines. And now this Optimus was also part of the Thrilling 30 line. He was number 28 of 30. And he was originally $60 at Target, and I think that was a bit high. I saw him several times, and I was impressed with his color scheme, but I wasn't really willing to pay $60 for him. Now, there is a chain of discount stores called Bargain Hunt that we have, at least here in the Southeast, and I think out in the Midwest also. And they have an interesting business model that they get items that are overstock or even damaged from other chains, and they mark them down, but they date every item as it comes in. And the longer it stays there, the more it gets marked down. Now this figure I picked up, it had been in the store for about 2.5 months at the time. So I actually saved half off their already discounted price of $36. So yeah, a $60 leader class figure for $18. And even at that point, I wasn't completely convinced, so I actually came home and I watched some other people's video reviews of him, and then I went back and got him. And I think that really when people pay $60 for a figure, they're more inclined to give a figure a good review, even if it doesn't deserve it, just to justify having spent that much money. So having got him pretty cheap, I think I can give a pretty honest opinion on him. And so yeah, let's stop giving Bargain Hunt a lot of free advertising, which, by the way, since some of the items they get at Bargain Hunt are damaged, I highly recommend this store. I found some great stuff there for the last few years, but you'll always want to inspect it before you leave with it, just to make sure everything's in there and it's undamaged. And in this case, it was. But yeah, let's get Optimus out of his box and see how he actually measures up. And here is Optimus Prime in vehicle mode. And I'm starting with vehicle mode because generally the robot modes are what interest me most, so I kind of like to build up to them. Now, I am really pretty impressed with this vehicle mode. It's really reminiscent, if you remember, if you know what I'm talking about. Back in the 80s, they had these huge, like, Buddy L tractor trailer sets, and it's really reminiscent of those. They were made of metal, but this is a really similar look and feel to it. And I don't know, I'm kind of excited about that. It's, even though it's a new style truck, it's got kind of a nostalgic feel to it. Now, this vehicle mode's failings, I feel like, are kind of a lack of sculpted detail and even painted detail. It just seems kind of sparse. I mean, a real tractor trailer seems like it would have a lot more, like, little access panels and probably like endorsement stickers and things all over it. And I don't know. I mean, these colors are great, the red and the silver, and the size of it's great, and it rolls great. It just feels like, for its size and price, it's a little lacking in detail. Now to show you just how big this is, I've got a few other Optimuses to compare them to. This is the deluxe Silver Knight Optimus, which came in the Target exclusive Grimlock 2-pack, which absolutely dwarfs him. Here is Classics Optimus Prime, Voyager class, dwarfs him too. And I picked him out because he's a figure that most collectors are going to have. And here is the Age of Extinction Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. Again, dwarfing him. And here is Combiner Wars Voyager Optimus. And a figure that either you've got now if you're a collector or you had when you were a kid, the original Optimus Prime. And I don't have any other leader class Optimus Primes to compare him to, which is too bad. I did have both the first and second movie versions, but I got rid of those quite a while ago. But here is a more recent leader class figure, Combiner Wars leader Megatron. And really, Optimus is even still too big to be in scale with this Megatron. And that is because this was actually a repaint of the first edition leader class Optimus, and it was actually larger than the mass retail version. But yeah, it's a good solid vehicle mode. Again, really the only complaint is the lack of detail. Now it does have a neat little, it's got the sculpted Western Star logo down here. That's a nice touch. It feels like it needs some kind of, it feels like the hubcaps need to be some kind of different color, just not black. Either the silver, more of the red. The color scheme overall I like, but you know, again, lacking in detail, I feel like. And so that now you've seen a pretty thorough examination of Optimus in vehicle mode, it's time to show you how to transform into robot mode. And it was just like that. Oh, I'm sorry, was that a little too fast to keep up with? Okay, well, let me do it again a little slower. And now I'm going to show you how to transform Optimus for real. And he's pretty simple, especially for his size and price range. First, you need to detab the back part of the truck here, and then you need to pop out the roof, fold it back, it snaps into place, then pull forward on the, well technically I think you should pull out these side panels here first, fold those back, pull forward on the hood and grill section, and they will fold up behind the legs. The legs pull out and rotate down. The feet unpeg from the inside of the fender, and the front truck kibble sort of folds behind the leg. The arms fold out from behind the torso and tab in, and then the torso folds in on the waist and pegs in, and there you have Optimus in robot mode. Pan up a little to see them all together there. And here is Optimus in robot mode, and you see a lot more color on him in robot mode than you did in truck mode. We've now got both the silver chrome and the silver painted areas, and then we have bare silver, sort of gray plastic. We've also got this sort of charcoal gray color. We've got a little bit of blue in the legs, and of course we've still got the painted red and the red plastic itself. It's just got a lot of rich but subtle color variety. It's almost like two different monochrome color schemes going on at the same time. And I really do like the colors. I think probably the weakness of this paint job is the blue. It seems like there needs to either be more of it or none at all. Like maybe like his head could be blue. It doesn't really quite look like Optimus without a blue head. But without that blue, also this is a color scheme that's really more associated with Megatron than it would be Optimus. But I do like seeing Optimus in other color schemes other than his conventional red and blue. I think Machine Wars Optimus was actually probably one of my favorite Optimuses, just because he was mostly gray and even had some olive green mixed in. Now, there is a lot of back kibble on this guy. That is undeniable. But for his mass, it folds up really pretty neatly. I have seen figures that had a lot less mass, but it all ended up on the back of them. And it's pretty well balanced, but I still think it's really simplistic transformation for its size and price. And now Optimus does come with two accessories that I've not talked about yet. He does come with his, I believe it's called his Sentinel shield, and this is done in translucent blue plastic, as opposed to the yellow that apparently came with the original version of this mold. And he does come with his Sword of Judgment, which seems kind of inappropriately named for Optimus. I kind of imagine with that sort of name, he would use it to like point out and shame unwed teenage mothers or something. It just doesn't seem. It just seems like an oddly named accessory for Optimus. But they are pretty impressive looking, and you can put him in some pretty cool poses. He's got fairly good leg articulation. He's got ankle articulation, but the truck kibble on the side kind of gets on the way. It gets in the way, but it's still, because of that bulky kibble, it's pretty easy to get him to stand in any pose. And he does have moving elbows. His shoulders swing up as well as out. Really tight ratchets there. No wrist articulation though, which is too bad, because it limits the kind of poses you can put him in, utilizing his sword and shield. Yeah, his head turns, but he can't look up or down, which it's really too bad for a figure of this size and the price that the articulation's not better. He kind of really is a brick in vehicle mode and a brick in robot mode, but he is kind of cool visually. I would not say this is my favorite Optimus. I wouldn't even say this is my favorite Optimus from this movie. But for the price I got him at, he's great. And here is Optimus among many of his other selves, both from recent and distant history. Some of the same ones I was showing before in vehicle mode. And as you can see, he pretty much dwarfs them all. And here is Silver Knight Optimus Prime, along with fellow leader class figure, Combiner Wars Megatron. And you can see, even with another leader class figure, Optimus is quite a bit bigger, both in height and in mass. just considering all this this kibble on the back here, we've seen seems like we've seen a lot of shrinkage in the leader class figures in the last few years. That's true of all the figure classes, but leader I think is where it's most noticeable. Of course, that again explained the price difference between Silver Knight Optimus and just a regular leader class figure, which is around $45. But yeah, and I think this is an interesting comparison too, because really when you look at it, Optimus's colors are kind of a combination you would more associate with Megatron, so it's kind of interesting to see them together too. And Optimus does have a lot of sculpted detail, both in his chest and his face, and well, really in his whole robot mode in general. Which really this just kind of highlights how sparsely detailed he was in vehicle mode. Um, but he really does look nice in robot mode if his articulation is a bit limited. If you are a collector of the movie line, then you'll probably want to have either this or the first edition Optimus, which was the same sculpt. Although I would probably go for this one just because of his unique look. This color scheme really looks pretty neat. But at the same time, I just barely associate with Optimus. And apparently a lot of other collectors are repurposing it like as a previous Prime. But yeah, if you just love the movies or you love all things Optimus, this would look really impressive displayed in robot mode among your collection. Now, as far as the original retail price of $60, I think that's really kind of ridiculous. I paid $18 for this guy, and I'm still not sure that I'll even keep him. He'll probably end up on eBay in a year or two. But right now, he's been off the shelves for quite a while, so you may be paying an actual markup for him unless you want him loose. But I think like at $35 to $40 would be a reasonable amount to pay for him. Don't pay full price for him. I just wouldn't. I mean, even if you like him, that's a lot of money for a leader, which is basically a brick in robot mode that turns into a brick with wheels. So that's my opinion. There are many out there, but mine's the most awesome. Thanks for watching my video, and please remember to subscribe if you enjoyed it, and like my video, and also check out my website, DestinyHelix.com. Just a little summary. I want to go over a few points of Optimus here, and give him a few ratings, both non-numerical and numerical, just to give you a little bit of advice as to whether or not this is an Optimus you would want to pick up. And first and foremost is the fun factor. How fun is this Optimus? And I gotta say, he's poseable, and I really like his big vehicle mode, but he doesn't have any special features, and his bulkiness almost gets in the way of his posability. So, not a particularly fun figure, and given its price, it's probably not going to be for kids. And as far as his visual appeal, he looks great. All the chrome, the color scheme, it looks great. This probably will end up being mainly a display piece if you get it. Again, it looks great, not all that much fun. And customization potential. I can't really think of any other character would be easily customized into. Again, like he might look like maybe an ancient Prime in the movie style, but yeah, this is pretty distinctly Optimus Prime other than his color scheme, so I don't know who or what you could turn him into. You could always do a little more detailing on some of his parts, but yeah, not much to go with on this as far as customizing. And Horde Score. This is the long-term value potential. Being a store exclusive, it may have some pretty good long-term potential, and also given its size. But if you bought it at full retail, it would be quite an investment to begin with. So my advice is only pick it up if you can find it at a bargain. And finally, an overall score numerically, I give it 1.5 out of 5 Mr. Belvedere heads. Yeah, that's right. Most people use stars. I use Mr. Belvedere heads. Big whoop. Want to fight about it? And really, this is just for hardcore fans of the movies or for Optimus Prime completists. Not one that a casual collector should drop $60 on. That wraps up today's review, and if you did enjoy this, please subscribe and like this video, and do all those other internet-y things that people do. You can follow me on Twitter at DestinyHelix. You can subscribe to my Facebook page at facebook.com/DestinyHelix. You can see some of my original artwork at destinyhelix.deviantart.com. And you can check out my webcomics and blog at destinyhelix.com. And once again, thanks for watching. And if you're into magic, check out thediscardpile.com for custom magic tokens that I created. And check out my newest webcomic, Short Skirts in Zero Gravity, at shortskirtscomic.com. Thanks again.